we need language, we need reference points, and unfortunately this is what we have, and maybe we need to even evolve our language in order to be able to talk about it, but it's impossible to move away. See, I would say, one way of saying the difference between masculine and feminine is I would say that feminine is chaos, masculine is order, and that's nature, that's the nature of the universe. But because we have negative associations with chaos, which is a fucking tragedy,
Yep.
chaos is beautiful, it's part of nature, and we have positive associations with order, that immediately becomes, you get a sense of right and wrong and good and bad. And so there's a lot of work that needs to be done to rebalance that, and thousands of years of prejudice and oppression and power and control. And, so we need to redefine a lot of these things. And for me, the chaos that is nature. And do you know David Dado? Have you read his work?
I haven't.
And he's good at, I think, taking a lot of those tantric emotions and translating them for a Western palette. And he uses a beautiful analogy for me, which is, he says, masculine is like a boat that just likes to go across the ocean in one line. We don't like to deviate. We don't want to fuck around. We don't want to go visit any other islands. We just want to go from A to B as efficiently as possible. He said the feminine is like the sea. The sea is very deep and very powerful and very unpredictable. And one minute it can be completely calm, and the next minute it can be a raging storm. And neither of those say that the boat is good and the sea is bad.
Correct.
They're these two very, very different energies. And if you're trying to just go in a straight line without any frills, then that masculine part is very useful and very efficient. And if you want the real beauty and majesty of the universe, then you want the feminine.
And you're saying that lives within us right now?
I personally think that lives within all of us, yeah. And I think men are very cut off from acceptable views of their own femininity. I think that in many ways the sexual revolution and the feminist movement, I would say, is incomplete because, all right, I'm a white middle class man, so I've got my particular view, but other people might not agree with. But I think that for me, feminism is incomplete in as much as it seems to give women permission to be like men. I don't know that it celebrated the feminine.
Yeah.
You can go get a job now. You don't have to stay home. That kind of stuff. You won't get paid as much as us, but you can go to work. But I don't see a real celebration of the feminine energy.
Do you see a difference between generations? Because I forgot the guy's name. It was like an actor that you guys grew up watching, who was like this, I guess, the pinnacle or the personification of like masculine. But then like,
you mean John Wayne, that kind of
yes, like a John Wayne kind of character, right? With the westerns. But do you see that kind of shifting as we go forward, as masculine's being a little more open?
I hope so.
And
I hope. I mean, how old are you?
I'm 28.
So I'm 54, and what has been observed, I probably the same in America, definitely in this country, is suicide is the biggest killer of men, beyond cancer and heart disease, between a certain age. Now, it used to be men between the age of 20 and 45, and they thought that was the problem. Now it's 25 years later, it's men between 45 and 60. So it's actually that generation. It's not about the age group. It's about that particular generation of men.
Makes sense. Okay.
And in the UK, they're calling them the buffer generation. So what they're saying is the John Wayne generation, our father's generation, is that side of the buffer. You, as a younger man, are the other side, and we're in between. So you guys have different role models. We have these very out of date, old school masculine role models who we know we don't want to be like, and society has told us is no longer acceptable. But we don't have new ones. So we're all killing ourselves because we're lost and we feel ashamed and humiliated and can't place ourselves. And my kids, I mean, I have daughters and a stepson. Um, my kids are 14 and 15 years old, and I see real differences in them. They're in a little school, and they'll go, "Oh yeah, my friend Finn, well he's gay," and blah blah blah. And there's a kind of acceptance
Yeah.
around stuff that was very very, content. All right, so it's 40 years since I was their age. It was no one was openly gay when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
mean, it was the most shameful thing, or hidden thing, and so I noticed very, very significant shifts in how they identify themselves. And I'll say to them, in my old school way, well, when you grow up and blah, blah, blah. And I go, but, maybe I'll have a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. Or, they're very open to all sorts of ways of being without shame. So that gives me hope that they seem more solid and conscious.